First kick, I snap into action. When I'm digging in the trenches, get dominated off the line of scrimmage. Read and react quick to make an early diagnosis. Hit you with the quick release like Marino Danny dopeness. Explosive change of direction in the true essence of Reggie Bush. From JT and ZT to DVP and AVG. Terminator to a quarterback, Hunter JP. Steve Ross, the boss, King Flow, and card slinging, gambling genius, slick Chris Greer.
What's up, you guys? You're back with another episode of Digging in the Trenches with your boy JPF Scout and my main man, Reggie Brown in the house, Doc in the house, co-hosting with me today, man. We want to thank all of you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button on your way in here. And to start off today, you know how we do it around here. We're going to match up the game today. We're going to break down and stack the bricks, talk a little bit about last week's game, touch on it a little bit, maybe give a couple shout outs, talk to some people in there, here and there. If you're in the comment section, if not, cool, we'll just continue to roll. But the first thing I want to do is give a shout out to my boy, Jalen McMillan, who just got a great little gig going, coaching some kids. I forgot which college or school it's going to be. I think it's a young school he's going to be at too. But congratulations to you, my man, for getting that gig. I think you're going to do great. You're going to have a fun time. They're getting an awesome teacher from the cornerback position and the deep back. He's good. His brother plays for the Broncos. That is also a shout out. I'm going to give Jaquan's getting his promotion for the Broncos. He's going to be playing versus the Chargers in the last week here of the football season. I'm rooting for you, my man. I hope you get out there and cause some havoc. Let them know exactly what you're about down there in Denver. I'm excited for you guys. But let's just kick this off, man. How you been? I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Last time we talked, you were a little sick.
90% better, man.
Awesome.
Just feeling good. You know, it's crazy. The whole winter break, I'm out. Then when it's time to go back to work, I feel fine. But that's how it worked out. And, I'm ready to go and talk some Dolphins and some NFL.
Heck yeah, man. Absolutely. There's a lot of news going on around, as you've seen, that was a real scary situation we've seen on Monday Night Football that happened with DeMar. We're praying for him to keep getting better and getting healthy. I talked to somebody who said it's Ender, what's going on, my man? Love to have you here, buddy. Was talking about how that hit was very a doctor said that your heart has to be hitting a certain rhythm, and if you could get hit right there, then it could cause that kind of thing to happen to you. There you go. Nice throwing that out there, Bobby. We appreciate you. Our thoughts and prayers go out with him and his whole family. We want him to keep getting healthy, get better. I heard they're going to be rocking a number 3 patch on their jerseys this weekend. I heard other teams too were supposed to be rocking that. Maybe we will be too. What's up, Rob? Dolphins Thirsty in the house. What's going on, you guys? Love to have you guys here.
I'll tell you that, as a fan of the game, just simply as a fan, you never want to see anything like that. There is an inherent risk when you play football.
Mm-hmm.
As a fan, we know and appreciate this, but you never want to see anything like that. And, as a former player, I'll have to tell you just straight up that when I saw it and as it unfolded, I got teary-eyed for a multitude of reasons. One,
sure.
This is a young man in the prime of his life, and he has a family, and and to see this on the football field, and to think about his family and his life being on the line, was tough. And then from a former football player's perspective, and I don't care what level you played on, when it really makes you reflect of how dangerous the game is. And that could have been me.
Yeah.
For instance, you look at that hit, and in of itself, it just looks like a regular football play, right? It didn't look anything vicious, anything that was, inherently wrong with it. But it makes you appreciate how serious this game is. And I also, really appreciate the outpouring of love from the fans across the nation. We all have a passion for our team, and we want to see our team win. But the way that the NFL and the NFL fandom responded to this was really, really good to see, where people, gave to his foundation,
Yes.
printing up. I was on Twitter and there were, NFL fans having open prayer for him on that night. And so I think that while this was tragic in some ways, I think a lot of good will come out of this. And then finally, it reminds us to, as a fan, we get to say, this player is, that play was bad and this was that, and, and he should have caught the ball. We get to say that. We get to make a judgment about what's going on the football field. We don't get to ridicule individuals. We don't get to talk about their families and all of the things that sometimes we hear and see, because these guys are literally putting their life on the line, and any play, anything can happen. And so, I'm glad, very thankful to God that he has, is recovering, and we hope for a full recovery for himself. And shout out to Bills Mafia. They do a really, really good job of, coming together as a fan base and supporting their own. And they really are an example for the NFL. When you talk about what a fan base should be doing, Bills Mafia is an example.
Yeah, I agree with every word you just said. Everything came out of your mouth. It was scary to see, but it was also nice to see everybody come together for the right reasons. And I think maybe some good will come out of it. You got to hand it to even the Bengals organization. They were having to go through the same processes of watching that happen to one of their brothers. I mean, am I wrong by saying that it's a brotherhood when you play in the NFL? These guys are all out for each other to have the best in life, even at football, in their career, and afterwards.
I will say that I was really, as I watched it unfold, conscious of T. Higgins and what he must have been dealing with as well. Again, certainly not a bad play, a football play. But whenever you are involved in something like that, I imagine it was also very difficult for him as well. So certainly praying for him and his mindset and his family that he can move on as well.
Yeah, I love T. Higgins. He's a great football player, a great guy too. He should feel no depression about this or feeling like it's his fault. He should be placing no blame on him whatsoever. It was just a football play, and everybody's going to move on. It was very positive to hear that he was FaceTiming and everything with the whole Bills organization and his teammates. I think they all did a real classy job, down from the quarterback talking about the situation, and even you could tell the head coach, Sean McDermott, he had to take a couple times there during the press conference to gather himself and gather his thoughts because of how serious this situation really is. Me, I'm a kind of guy I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I'd have been cracking up the whole time during the press conference, and they would have had to call the whole thing off. But I got to give kudos to Sean, kudos to Zach Taylor. Everybody did a really good job of handling the situation. I will say that it's thrown a monkey wrench into everything that's going on with the playoffs. And now we're moving schedules and everything around. But I've heard this term used a lot, and I'm sure you'll agree with it. We're living in unprecedented football times right now. I've heard Woody say that. I've heard Marcus Spears say the same type of thing. I agree with those statements. We've never seen something like this happen on a football field before. So they're just kind of like working around the situation. They're doing a good job, though.
Yeah, you have to compartmentalize. You have to make sure that you keep your mind and your attention focused on this young man and his life and in his battle. But at a point, you have to get back to the business of football.
Yeah.
And hope that you make the good decision. Also, just quickly, I mean, I'm astounded in a very good way at the work of the medical staff, to get on the field, to recognize, that this is a, heart issue, and to respond that quickly was amazing, kudos to them and their preparedness, the doctors, the training staff, and all of that goes into helping to keep players safe. Those are just things that we take for granted.
Yes.
The fact that they were able to get on the field, establish what's going on, I mean, in a matter of seconds, and then be able to take the appropriate steps was really, really amazing. And that should not be lost on us as football fans, the work that they did.
No, absolutely not. They should be given kudos. The medical staff went out there. They rushed out there like they're supposed to do. They did their job.
Yes.
They diagnosed it right away and jumped on it like they're supposed to. I got to give shout outs to them because without them, we might not have this young man with us no more. They saved his life. I heard a lot of some interviews they were doing on ESPN about it, how they were talking to DeMar, and his thoughts were with his football team. His only question is, did we win the football game? And
Right.
you could tell where his thoughts were at. And the doctor said, yeah, DeMar, you won the game of life. I agree with those statements. DeMar, you're a winner in this situation. You're coming out looking good right now, buddy. The whole time, I'm a Dolphins fan, but I was pulling for him. I was like, please pull through, please.
Yeah.
Like, I was praying for you every night. The first thing that hit when my eyes hit the light was I thought about you because I just want to see this work out for the best. I will give another shout out to a tragic situation we have happened out there. I don't know if you heard about this, but former Denver Bronco, former Cleveland Brown running back Peyton Hillis is in critical condition, fighting for his life after saving his kids from drowning. I'm praying for your entire family, Peyton, the entire Hillis family. I hope everything pulls through. Let's hope the hope of prayer and God can pull us through out of this one as well. So shout out to Peyton Hillis and your entire family, sir.
Yes. Again, as a fan, we all love the game and celebrate the players and their, athletic prowess and all of those things. But at the end of the day, this is about human beings and the human race. And
yes, sir.
When something like this happens, whether on the field or off, we just want people to come through it and be whole. And shout out to you for being the host that you are and recognizing these things. And shout out to you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much. So let's get into talking a little bit about some football, though, and some Dolphins football. So we've had some news breakdown here recently. I'm sure you have known and you know about this. Everybody who does know as a Dolphins fan knows this. We got Mike Glennon on the football team. I'm sure they're going to be promoting him and bringing him to the football game because of Teddy Bridgewater's situation with his finger. I know you probably heard that we got awarded off of waivers to Jerron Christian. What do you think about those two moves?
Well, obviously the most pressing position is the quarterback position. And, with all the things, it's just unprecedented what has happened to our team with regard to the quarterback, specifically the quarterback position where, from week in to week out, you don't know what's going to happen, who's the quarterback, and then you get a starter and then immediately it's multiple times the backup has gotten hurt and you had to do all of these things. And so, I'm hoping that Teddy can go. It appears that he may not be ready to go, but Mike Glennon is a veteran and, no excuses. We've had the excuses. We got to get this dub to hopefully squeeze the playoffs. So,
absolutely.
We've had enough excuses in my mind this year. I mean, and we can say reasons, excuses, whatever, facts, however you want to say it. But on Sunday, we got to win this football game, and that's it. And I think that, keeping Skylar healthy and upright gives us an opportunity.
Absolutely. Can you speak real quick as a former player on how bringing quarterbacks in like that, getting them hurt, playing musical quarterback chairs, as I like to call it, how that can disrupt the rhythm of an offense? Can you speak on that real fast?
Oh, well, it's tough. I mean, you have at your disposal for a given game, 75 plays, and then you have off of those 75 plays, another 75 variations.
Yep.
So you come in a game plan with 150 plays at your disposal, and then a backup comes in who's not familiar, and all of a sudden you become very, very limited as to what you can do. The verbiage in this offense is clearly difficult based on what we've seen all year with having to call timeout and get people lined up and all of that, and that becomes triple, that becomes infinitely harder to do with the guy who's just coming in. But I do think that Mike Glennon is a professional. He's a professional quarterback. And I think that, God forbid, should he have to come in, he'll have enough where we can be successful. But it's certainly tough.
Right, it is. Kenneth has had a comment up there that's Skyler needs this. I agree with you. I think Skyler does need this for his confidence moving forward in his career. To figure out what I mean by that is to figure out whether or not he thinks he belongs in this league or not to himself, which I think he does. But we'll find out going forward more down the line whether he does or not. Going back,
I think that Skyler has all of the tools. He's athletic, big arm, all of the tools. I think it comes down to two things. One is him really, really studying the playbook and really understanding the game plan. And he's had a week and he's had a whole year to digest it. So the playbook should not be a problem at this point. Then I also think it's extremely important, and I think that if we win the game, if Skyler plays well, it's going to be because the coaches put him in a situation to be successful.
Absolutely.
Don't ask him to do too much. Rely. Hopefully, Terran Armstead is there, and hopefully the offensive line, plays particularly well, and hopefully we can establish a run game and all of these things. That will lead to him being successful because, as you know, as much as he's had a year, he's still a rookie quarterback. And so we got to put him in positions to be successful.
Yeah, I agree with that. When you're speaking about playbook, as you just were talking about right there, seeing how it's a lot of verbiage, it's a real hard place to get communicated across. Do you think maybe they'll dummy down the system a little bit for Skyler and make it a little bit easier for him to operate?
Yeah, I do. I think if they're smart, that's what they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's kind of difficult because of the way our offense works. It works with a lot of motions and a lot of shifts and people being in the right situations. And so that part of it is kind of iffy in terms of, dumbing it down, because you have to be thinking about, how do I dumb it down and still put players in position to make plays?
Yeah.
And so that's the conundrum that we find ourselves in. But I do know that, again, Skyler's been in the offense, and then two, our coaches have been dealing with this all year as well. So this is not their first chance seeing a new quarterback that's in position and understanding what we have to do for the offense. So I think that we should be fine, and there'll be some missteps, but hopefully they won't be too detrimental.
Right. Kenya just had a good comment right there. He said, did any of you guys see the TD stream where TD pulled up a video of the Chargers and the Dolphins game telling how they prepared for us? No, I haven't seen that stream. I don't know if Doc has seen it either, but I know how the Chargers prepared for us is it wasn't like the Niners where they mudded you up the middle of the field. It was more of an aggressive approach to knock the receivers off their route and cause a disruption in the timing of the offense. They were more physical with us at the point of attack. It's what's called a cover man press. They came up and pressed everybody right at the line of scrimmage. It's a great plan to have to throw an offense like this off of timing. And the way you counteract something like that, though, is you run the football and you run it right at them, and you just don't stop running the football until they stop it. And then you might think about running it even again. And you have variations of run plays, jet sweeps, toss sweeps. You can even use some wham, some counters, some delay handoff. You want a quick pass, do a quick slant, things like that.
I will say this, that there is a difference between Skyler and Tua, clearly, right?
Sure.
Tua is more of the timing, right?
Yep.
And he's a 3-step hitch and throw.
Yep, gone.
Skyler is not there yet. And
Nope.
so I think that if the Jets choose to play us like, the Chargers did, press and do all of that, that will help us with Skyler because he does take more time to process, providing again that the protection is there and all of that stuff. Skyler is going to have to see a little bit more to throw the ball, and he doesn't anticipate clearly a rookie as well as Tua does. So that style of defense may help Skyler should they choose to try to press us and throw us off. It may help Skyler a little bit.
No, I agree. I think you're hitting on some angles right there that if that's what they just decide to do, we have to counter react that with running the football. You got to take pressure off of the young man. I've been calling for it for a month now, a month and a week, that we got to run the football. It's time to play a different style of football. Let's hope our backs are against the wall and they start to do it now. Don't forget to smash and like and subscribe button. While you guys are in here, we love having you guys in here. We'll try to read through all of your comments and share with you guys as well. But let's go back just a little bit, rewind on last week's game. And do you think overall that Mike McDaniel's called a decent game, though? I know we lost. We didn't get the outcome that we wanted. Maybe if Sanders hits that field goal, we win by a point. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what happened. All I know is that we should have won the game. What do you think? How did he do? Did he call a good game?
I thought he called a good game. I think that, going from Teddy to Skyler again, now you have to make adjustments from the adjustments that you were going to make, and it just continues to be a flood of we were going to do this, and we had this answer to what they did, but then now we don't have that answer because we got a different quarterback. So all things given, I thought that he did a good job. I think that one of the things that I think that Mike McDaniels is going to learn is being able to read his team a little bit better.
Yes.
I do think that he has 100, but the way that he coaches is 100 belief in his team, 100 belief in his system. And a coach certainly needs that. But there are times when you have to say, we're struggling right now, and let's do something to get us back on track. Let's run it 3 times in a row. Even if we don't get it, we got to establish this to get us back on track. And so those are all mistakes that young coaches make and that you learn and you grow. And so I think he's just going to continue to get better.
No, I agree with you. And just to piggyback a little bit off of what you were just saying, when times are rough right there, it feels like we don't have anything to lean on. And you need something to lean on. And when you try to lean on your running game, you're having success. I don't get it. You're having 5-point yards a carry, 4-point yards with some of the other backs. Even Ahmed gets in there and goes forward. I don't think you should go away and deviate from the success you're having on the ground so early. Just because you get stopped on 1 or 2 plays, that's fine. Run it again. I think it's going to lead you to having things open up. I'm into the theory if it's anything below 4 yards or under, I'm running it. I might even run it on a 3rd and 6. You might see something like that called out of me. That's how I would do it because I believe in running the football. Kenna had a comment. I think he went to say, I do like Mike and Tua in MVP talks. I think he'll do just fine with Skyler till we get the salary cap together. I agree with you. The salary cap is rough. Although if some players doesn't play this Sunday, will have me looking at Mike like he's losing the locker room. I agree. I think you got to play everybody that's available for you this week. Speaking of that, I don't know if you guys will agree with me. I know, Doc, you will. Why not bust out glass case in case of emergency, Mr. Easy E? Where are you at? Let's use you right now, man. I know I've been calling for it for almost all football season here, but let's use him now. We might as well. We got nothing to lose. We could add a dimension in our offense that could be used quite well out of the backfield. Throw it to him quickly in slants, maybe some screens. Yeah, I would love to see that happen. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that, you can't save anything, right?
No.
This is it.
This is it.
When, even as bad as it's been, we're still in a position when and hope and the Bills take care of business and we're in the playoffs. And Stephen A. said this the other day. The Dolphins remain a very dangerous team in the playoff if our quarterback is there. And so there's no, if Easy Eve got anything, we need to see it.
Yeah, we need to see. Yep.
There were discussions this week about, Tyreek Hill, possibly returning punts and everything, man.
We need it. Let's go.
Everything. I want to see Tyreek back there. I want to see Jalen. Hell, they can recover in the offseason.
That's
certainly
right.
We don't want any injuries, but we need all hands on deck, everybody ready to go to get into the playoffs. This has been a very tough season, ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
But you get in the playoffs and all of that goes away.
That's right. I think it's a brand new season. It's funny you bring that up. I've been going back and looking at some of our old games. The one Skyler was in particular, the one versus the Vikings, like think about all the penalties we had on that long drive that should have ended in a touchdown. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we just need to not do to get out of our own way in order to have more team success. It's all the small things right now that we're not doing that we need to do. Don't hold that block as long. Just let him go. Line up. Make sure you're lined up correctly. Check with the lines judge. Check with the line of scrimmage. Look, make sure you're in the right place. Get the plays in quicker to them on time. These are things that they need to be dotting their I's and crossing their T's when they go into this game. You don't want to leave no stone unturned for this one. You want to go out there and leave it all out there on the football field, like Doc just said.
And I think, too, and I know we'll stack the bricks, but just for the conversation.
Sure.
Joe Flacco is going to be the starting quarterback.
Yep.
And, the Jets offense has been struggling. And certainly our defense is, giving up some stuff, but there's been times when they've played really, really well.
Yeah.
But, this has to be a game where, as a defense, you got a rookie quarterback. So defensively, we got to control them. We can't give up the big play. We got to keep this a low-scoring game. We have more playmakers on offense. Let's, don't turn the ball over. And if really Waddle or Mostert or, Cheetah or Gesicki or somebody will make a play, and we can, get the lead. But really, the defense got to come on with it this game and help secure this victory.
No, I agree with every word you just said. In fact, that's exactly, you pulled the words right out of my mouth. What's up, JM Santos? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, man, the defense needs to step up. I think this is a game where all that stuff starts to come together. You remember a couple of weeks ago on Christmas where you were like, we didn't have a lot in the defensive backfield because we were hurting corners and Xavier was out, I think. And you were like, oh, man, you got to get home in the front. I think this is where they get home in the front and stuff starts to happen for us on the back end and in the middle. They need to get pressure up front. You need to exhume your will on this football team as much as you can up front because they're right now, quite frankly, on their offensive line, they are really banged up. They're hurting. This has to be a definitive defensive statement game. Yes,
Yes.
it does.
Yes,
This needs to be
definitely.
one where you stand up there and you're saying, hey, you're only going to get this a limited amount of points. I think, what did he say right there? I think
Yeah.
Skylar's going to have to bring those legs with him. Yes, he is. He's going to need to bring those legs. I was just going to mention that. I want to see Skylar throw some passes. I just don't want to see us chuck it around like it's our normal offense. That's all. I want to lean heavily on the run game. I'm talking like a 70-30, like I've been begging for all damn month now. When the play does break down, though, when Skylar goes through read 1, read 2, read 3, I want him to go ahead and pull it down and run right there. I want him to be decisive in those decisions. I don't want to see a lot of happy feet and bouncing around the pocket with his feet. I want him to stay clean in his technique and let go of the ball when he needs to. That also goes from the coach calling the right play for him to execute as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I got high hopes for this game, but like we have been for the last month, we just keep getting let down here. Let's hope things get better. Joe Flacco's career record against the Dolphins is 6-2. With the Jets, he is 0-2. Hey, there you go, right there. We need to make the Jets one-dimensional, shut down their run game, and force Joe to beat us with his arm, force him into bad decisions with the football, and that comes from pressure right up front. I'm calling for you, Jalen Phillips. I'm calling for you, Bradley Chubb, Ingram, Wilkins. I know you'll be there. Raekwon Davis, Zach, my RV boy, Steve Sealer. I know you'll be in there causing havoc. We don't play Smash Mouth. We need to start now. I agree. We don't play Smash Mouth, and that's the whole damn problem with this team. We need to be playing Smash Mouth football. It's December. This is where you change everything you were doing in the middle of the season and counteract them. You could do it right now. You haven't done it over the last 4 games, but you know what? Your backs are against the wall. It's time to step up right now.
Thanks. I mean, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the
Run the
ball, play action, run the ball, run the ball, play action.
Yep.
3-step, run the ball, run the ball. I mean,
there you go.
Heavy dose. Again, as you said, I think last week, we had over 100 yards rushing.
Yes.
Sporadic. But it's so sporadic, right?
I know.
And there needs to be some consistency behind it.
Yeah, there does. Like, they won the time of possession battle, but like you said, it was just maybe sometimes when he called a pass play, it should have been a run play again. Do you see what I mean? Like, he'll learn that as he gets going, as he gets into his career further. Let's hope it starts with this game because, like you've heard a lot of the chatter, if we don't win this game, a lot of people are calling for a lot of moves to be made, a lot of heads to roll. Before we start stacking the bricks up here, what do you think about that rumor that if we don't win the game that they're going to start firing people with Mike McDaniels being the front of that?
Well, I think I don't think that should happen.
Me neither.
All of us coming into this season had high expectations, and rightly so. So I don't want to take away from the fact that we should have had these expectations, but you don't want to set the franchise back by making a rash decision. This is a first-year coach. We've had the quarterback issues. So, without getting too deep in it, I just don't believe that Mike McDaniel should.
Right. I don't either. I love this comment right there. Will you bring that George Franklin or Gerald Franklin's comment up, please? Offensive and defensive line strength is like an awesome fighter jet, which starts at the engineering level at the factory, then mechanics that perform to keep it flying correctly, then pilot/quarterback. Bingo, dog. I couldn't have said it no better myself. It all starts up front, okay? Right there with the line of scrimmage. And then you can get it. Once you have like that, the wall of China to block for your Corvette or your Ferrari, then you can pull your Ferrari out and use your Ferrari to execute and slice and dice people up. Finn's in the house. What's up, man? Blessings up. Thanks for joining us today. But you know what? 2 keys to victory. Run, run, run. The Rock. 2, see you number 1. Yeah, absolutely, dude. To see, he's got the right idea. Run, run, run to see number 1 play. Bingo, man. Yes, let's get Tua in the playoffs. Let's get ourselves in the playoffs. Let's get all Dolphins fans out there who've been hoping and praying for nothing but the best for this team for years and years to come, me being one of them and Doc himself. But right now, man, it's a good time to jump into a segue to stack up the bricks. We played Smash Mouth football up in Buffalo last time I checked. Bam! Oh, I'm glad you're here, Gerald. You know what? We did, and that's exactly what I'm looking for to do in this football game, Gerald. I want to have the offensive line play at the second level of the defense all damn game long. I want Eichenberg and Williams and Hunt to get to the second level, but you got to take care of Quinn Williams first. So those duo blocks go up to Quinn Williams. Then I want you to peel off and get to the linebackers.
And just to say this, the Jets don't have anything to play for.
No, they don't.
And so that smash mouth football all game, if we are consistently able to do it, their year is over. Players, just the reality, going to start thinking about the offseason and, trying not to get hurt in the last game.
Yep.
Let's pound, and make them start thinking about the offseason.
That's right, man. Yeah, complacency will set in and they'll get tired. You will wear them down. And like Doc said, they'll start thinking about the offseason like, man, why am I out here? I'm not going to give 100% effort. What do I care? Yes. We're not going to the playoffs anyway. So us having that mentality of bringing the fight to them will initially make them lay down. And that's exactly what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm wondering – all the veteran coaches in their first year, I wonder their records were, what their mistakes were, what their weaknesses were. That's a great question. I can imagine they're a little bit similar to what Mike McDaniels are. You question yourself sometimes. Maybe you lean on things a little bit too heavily at first and don't make adjustments quick enough. Look at what happened to Nathaniel Hackett. He came in there and didn't know how to use a Hall of Fame quarterback correctly and put the football in his hands on short down distances, 3rd and 1s, 4th downs, things like that. You need to put the ball in his hands. He's the one who's going to lead you to the promised land. He's going to make the right decisions with his ball in the hands. And they didn't do that in Denver. Now look where that got them. What is this comment again? Top down, Ross had to sell the team and retire. I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not an NFL coach expert, so that's what I'm sitting completely retired, and my work career had nothing to do with the NFL, so how can I say we should fire anybody? Absolutely. I'm with you, man. I don't think we should fire anybody right now.
I would say, though, that you got an opinion, and whether we should fire him or not, I don't believe that we should. I think that he is going to be a phenomenal coach. I think these are the growing pains, and unfortunately for the Dolphins fans, we've been living in the world of growing pains. But
it's true.
But I think that this is a competent guy, and I think he's very reflective, and I think that eventually, sooner rather than later, he's going to get it together. So but I do understand people. People are tired of losing. People are tired of waiting, and you make it. We live in such a microwave society where people make decisions on people very, very quickly, and I'm willing to slow cook Mike McDaniels rather than make a microwave decision.
Yeah, you're just like me. We're willing to take our lumps right now with the decisions and everything that's happening and it looks like a mess down there. Take our lumps now rather than take them over and over and over and over again, because eventually he's going to learn what he's doing wrong and he's going to fix it. He's a very smart guy. I think he's got his head together on right. Just sometimes he gets in his own way. Here, I like to see. The sad thing about the NFL fans, they make judgments, crappy snap judgments, don't even realize we're not qualified to judge, first of all, as people, and then have never walked in that person's shoes. I couldn't agree with you more, Gerald. Absolutely. We can't speak for others that have been there, done that. We can only speak on what we see and say. All us talking heads have some sort of an opinion. And you know what? Sometimes we're wrong. Bleezy, what's up, my man? Finn's up in the house. Bleezy in the house. Can't be having a new coach every year, so keep Mike McDaniels for another year. JM Santos, I agree with you completely. We cannot keep rinsing and repeating. We have to stop that process somewhere, take our lumps. As much as everybody might not want to hear this is what we got. This is what we have. We have Tua, we have Chris, we have Mike McDaniels. Now you need to make this work, and you need to build around it, because if I was the owner of the Dolphins, I would be like, this is what you got. I'm not changing it. But that's a good time. Let's stack up some bricks. You ready, man? Stack these
go.
bricks up and get up into the matchups, and then we'll do a pregame prediction for the Dolphins versus the Jets game. So to start us all out, right now a brick is a veteran player or an ascending young player that is making his rise. That is a brick. The Dolphins have 46 bricks. I really should give them 47 because Jerron Christian is not that damn bad. He's actually pretty good. He's a decent veteran player, but we'll stick with 46. 46 bricks to the Jets 25. The Jets 25 bricks, don't get me wrong, they got some really good ones that just all happen to be on the defensive side of the football. So let's start off right now with the Dolphins will be on the defensive side of the football and the Jets will be on offense. Like I've said, they're banged up. I don't know what's going to happen, but some of these guys have already been ruled out. There's going to be no Dwayne Brown, no Herbig, no Fant. So that's basically 3 of their starters right there. They're hurt really bad up front. So you got the matchups, key matchup indicator for the Dolphins, Chubb or Ingram, whoever's going to go over there versus, I don't even know who they're throwing out there, Mike Remmers, I'm taking Chubb or Ingram. Give me that matchup. Then you go over to their left guard, which is Tomlinson versus Wilkins. You know who I'm taking.
Yes,
I'm taking Wilkins, boy. I'm taking my beast down, though, okay? Then you got Davis versus Connor McGovern. This will be the one thing I think I will give them a push on right here is Davis and McGovern. There's going to be a good battle, so I give that one a push. Okay, then you go over to the right guard side. Like I just said, I don't think they're going to have Herbig and the doctor, I think what's his name, Tardif, Duvernay Tardif. I think he's actually questionable for the game. So if they do start him versus Sealer, I'm taking Sealer. They're pulling this guy off the couch. The same thing we did with Eric Fisher. Who knows if he's even ready to go. Then you go over to, I think they're not going to have Fant, so you got Igbogany or something OGB, you know who I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. He's going to be faced off versus Phillips. This is a key matchup indicator. I'll take Phillips right there. I've been calling for you to eat all damn year, buddy. This is the time to do it. Right now, your back's against the wall. I see 2 sacks coming for Jalen right here. Don't forget, we have Andrew Van Ginkel behind him. I've seen Jenkins get his fair share of snaps in there too, and they did have the promotion last week. The Jared Bronson kid, I've seen him get a couple of snaps. What do you think about those matchups?
Well, I think that all 4, 5, 6 we're deep at the position, and all of our guys will be there. I don't know if Chubb, will be 100%, but they're gonna have 3 new starters on the offensive line. We don't deserve to win if we don't dominate. I almost say kick bag.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
We just don't deserve to win if they don't totally manhandle and take control of the offensive line. We have to be able to do that. It's just we have to be able to do that.
So, we have to. With what they're faced with all those guys I just said that were out, we should destroy them at the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
And I mean destroy. Like I'm talking like 5 to 7 sacks with like maybe a stripped fumble in there for a TD or a couple pick sixes would be nice. But we'll see what happens, right? We'll cross our fingers. But let's stay on the same side of the football. We're on defense. The Jets are on offense. Let's go over to their tight end. This has been the thing that's been killing us all damn season. Osama and Conklin. I think Osama is going to be a questionable game time decision for the Jets. I don't know if he's going to play or not. He would be matched up versus Javon Holland because they're bringing him more into the box. And behind him, you would have Eric Rowe, who's also a game time decision, but they have Elijah Campbell behind him as well. I'm going to take the matchup to the tight end slightly here. It's one of the only key matchup indicators I'm going to give them throughout the whole offense. What do you think about the matchup right there of the tight ends?
Yeah, it depends on if Uzama plays. Again, I would think that they're going to have to use him more or the running backs more in protection. But it's such a slippery slope for them because the tight end has been giving us troubles in the passing game. And so, if I was going to give him a break, I would give him that one. But it's close because the tight end is going to be asked to do so much in the game.
Right. No, I agree with you. That's why I have that as the matchup for them. Both the tight ends meaning Usama and Conklin would get a win right there, would get a mark from me. Now let's go outside right here to what I think will be a good key matchup for the Dolphins would be Garrett Wilson versus Xavier Howard. The young man's coming on. He's had a great season, but I'm going to take the veteran right here. Xavier's going to have himself a rebound game and play well. Then you go to the other side of the field, Keon Crossing versus I think it's Corey Davis. Crossing, you scare me. some of your coverage is a little shaky. You're a lot grabby. I need you to do better and stay home and don't give up the gate so easily. And what I mean by stay home, don't show him the gate. Don't open up. Don't open up so quickly because that's what's screwing you right there. Get your hands on him at the line of scrimmage if you want to get your hands on him. But I'm going to give Corey Davis the mark right here. Keon, please prove me wrong. So that's one matchup indicator they got. Now go into the slot. It's a big matchup. One of the ones that I'm going to give a push because it's going to be a great matchup with Kohu versus Elijah Moore. Moore down low is the slot guy that does everything, catches stuff for him down there too. Let's not forget about Braxton Berrios. They better have a plan for Berrios down there. I don't know who you plan on putting on him, but if it's Igbo, oh my God.
Lord have mercy. I think you
better make a play, buddy.
Yeah.
What's that? I cut out
for a second. Yeah, I think that DB, has just been, it's just been, again, going into the season is something that we didn't expect to have to worry about.
We didn't.
Brandon and Byron and
Nick Needham and Trill Williams
and Xavier and we're good. And but it's a football season, and these things happen, and it's happened to every team at one position or another. I think that we may be one of the only teams that is just every single player at one position has been hurt at some point. But that being said, again, we have to just be good enough. I do not believe they can beat us with passing the ball. Right. So if you give up a play, get them down. You can't have them catch a 60-yard bomb, catch a 20-yard pass and run for, 70 yards. Get them down and let's play the next play.
That's right.
Plays, and we should be fine.
Yeah, eliminate those big plays. Everybody rally to the football and make a tackle, please. This is your season on the line. Let's act like it. Let's play with some. Let's play with some heart here. Let's play with a sense of urgency. That's what I want to see.
That's a good way to say it, with the sense of
urgency. That's what I want to see from both sides of the football, special teams, coaching, the whole damn team. Let's keep this thing rolling. Now let's go with their running backs versus our linebackers, since they're the main run stoppers in this kind of for a format. Xavier Knight, Michael Carter, which is the one that really scares me. They use those two mainly, and then you might see a couple carries from Ty Johnson. I do not know why they're not using James Robinson. It's got me puzzled right now because I was like, damn, I'd have loved to have that guy on my team. But I will take the matchup of Landon Roberts, Baker, and the rest of our run stoppers over their running backs. I think we can handle their running backs. I do have a note here by Michael Carter. Watch out of the backfield as a receiver. You better watch this dude out of the backfield as a receiver. If I have that written there, it's for a reason. He will tear you up. I don't want to see the Breece Hall situation happen all over again, where someone gets confused on your switch rodeos over there. Your vert switches right there between your cornerbacks. So you need to be crisp on your communication in the back end. But I will take that as a matchup for us. Then let's go to.
I would just say one of the things that is a fact. They won't be able to run the ball down our throats. That's not going to happen. Our
that's not going to happen.
With Landon Roberts, and I'll give it this. We give Jerome Baker and our linebackers a lot of grief, but in the run game, they have been playing pretty solid.
Not bad. He's
Yeah.
playing pretty good, man. He's actually rallying to the football, having some nice tackles. Every once in a while, he'll get a little stuck and a little lost in that trash department down there, but that's expected with him. He is playing better football though.
Yeah,
And
the issue is exactly what you said. Do not let them get loose in the passing game. The little swing where we should clearly make the quick tackle, they gain 2 yards, make that tackle. You can't, like you said, that you brought back nightmares. We can't have, a 62-yard touchdown run on a 5-yard pass to the running back. We got to
I know.
And continue to live to play another day.
Oh, it looks like Justin pop out. He'll be right back in.
Justin popped out, but it says, I'll just read a comment. Let's throw some Runny Brown at them, right? What would that be like? Yeah, some Runny and some Ricky.
That'd be dope. Yes, throw some Wildcat in there, right?
Yes, talking about some good old days.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. I wanted to use that last week though versus the Patriots. Have like the homecoming of the Wildcat. We should have busted it out last week. But yeah, we'll keep it rolling, man. I drop out sometimes. This technology, it's not solid. But we'll go to the last key matchup indicator, which has changed since they did announce Mike White won't be playing, because I was originally going to give Vernon McKinley and Mike White a push. But now that Flacco is playing in the game, he's a veteran. He's been in this league forever. He's won a Super Bowl. That's going to be one of their matchup key indicators. So that would give the Dolphins a total of 7 matchup key indicators versus the Jets 4, and then 2 pushes across the board.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Overall, if you just take out the homer in us, we should be able to control their offense. You don't let them make big plays, and you watch the running backs out the backfield, and we should be fine. They're going to try to run it. They can't take chances with throwing the ball around, with having 3 offensive linemen out. And so, we should be able to control them.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to try to run the ball. Let's all just remember here. Let's recap what's at stake. Just so if you don't know, you will know. If you win versus the Jets plus the Bills win versus the Patriots, you will be in the playoffs. Okay, that's what's at stake here. So the Dolphins need to play with a sense of urgency that's what's at stake here. There's a lot of chalkboard material I would be writing if I was the coach for this game. Let's jump over to the other side of the football, which is I have some notes here written that I will give you to the end here, so you see what I'm talking about, how I want to game plan this. Let's start down low, as we always do. We do not know what's going on with Teron Armstead. It's going to be a game time decision. I don't think he's going to play. That's my opinion. He's doubtful to play, okay? So with that being said, that means you're looking like it's going to be something like Greg Little versus John Franklin Myers. Well, I'm taking John Franklin Myers. He's a key matchup indicator on that side of the football for the Jets. He's one of 3, John Franklin Myers. Remember that name, locate him, block him. Okay, go to the left guard. You got Eichenberg versus Rankins. Rankins is a good football player. He will get down and dirty with you. Eichenberg, I see you out there running into your fellow lineman, falling on the ground. Bad contact balance. I give that a 5. Okay, stay on your feet, make a block. I'm going with Rankins on that side as well. Then you go to the one that scares the living bejesus out of me, and that's to the middle, Quinn Williams versus Connor Williams. I'm taking Quinn Williams. You need duos blocks on this guy, you guys. Duo blocks, then to the next level. Okay, remember, duo, next level. You got to block Quinn Williams, key matchup indicator. Then you got Robert Hunt versus Carl Lawson. Damn, doesn't get no easier for the Dolphins right there, does it? But I'm going to take Robert Hunt with a slight edge right here. He will hold his own versus Carl Lawson. Then you go over to the other side of the football, or not the other side of the football, excuse me, the right tackle. I know he's been playing hurt. Brandon Shell versus, if they decide to use him like this, as they usually do, Quinn's little brother, Quincy Williams off the edge. Watch him. He's speedy, he's quick, he's agile, he's aggressive, just like his brother. And if they don't use someone like that, watch for the Johnson kid, the young rookie player. They'll mix, match, and move him around from side to side. If they don't use him, watch out for my All Lindsay team winner, Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff is a damn good football player, good pass rusher, will get in there. He's just as good as John Franklin Myers. Watch out for their pass rush coming at us off the edges. That gets into the whole game plan, how I want to run it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's why I want to run the football. Let me drop you with this nugget right here. I can't wait to share this with you guys. Last week versus the Jets defense, the Seattle Seahawks ran 71 total plays on the Jets, okay? They had 38 rushing attempts for 198 rushing yards. That's 5.2 yards a clip, dog. 5.2 yards a clip. And then they still even passed it. Dude, they even passed it 29 times. Geno went 18 to 29 for only 4 yards every pass play, but they still passed it too. Look at that. What's that telling you need to do versus this team? Run the damn football right down their throat. Like someone, I think J.M. Santos commented that someone did in here that we did that versus Buffalo. We almost ran for 188 yards versus Buffalo. I'm calling for a 200-yard rushing performance versus the Jets this weekend. You heard it here first, and the Dolphins will be in the playoffs. That's what I'm calling for. What you think about the matchups down low?
Yeah, it's going to be tough on our offensive line, particularly if Armstead is not going to play. But again, if you're going to say, what does our offensive line need to do to their defensive line who has more bricks? Run the ball, right?
Right at them, man.
Run the ball, get them tired, get some momentum, continue to run the ball, and make them quit, and make them start thinking about the offseason. And start thinking about getting back on the plane or hanging out in Miami for a couple of days because the season is over, all of that.
I love it.
Football.
Hell yeah, man. You know what? It's crazy. Like, you'd like to think that this isn't an element that Dr. Brown's talking about. It is. It's called they're going to get complacent and they'll lay down like a prom date. All you got to do is just take it at them. Take it at them. Show them you're going to be there all day. And I guarantee you they lay down for you. You just got to show that you're the more aggressive team. You're the alpha beast, and you're here to play that day, and you're not going away. And then when you do go away, you're going out of there with the W.
Yes.
Period. And that's the way you got to game plan this thing. So let's keep this thing rolling. We'll go over to the tight ends where we have a Smythe, Gesicki, Long, Connor, which they don't use the bottom two as much as they use the top two. It's been a problem for us all year long. The benefit of this is crazy. It's a crazy breakdown. We don't know what's happening with Jordan Whitehead. He's going to be a game-time decision. He's questionable. Guess what? Joyner's out. They're free safety. So that means they're bringing a rookie in there to play free safety. Austin Davis, their other safety, he's questionable for the game. I think he's not going to play either. So I don't know. Sure, what they're doing. Safeties, you could beat this team deep if you needed to, but you got to bring them in the box first. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Bring them in the box first, then hit them over the top. I will give Jordan Whitehead the key matchup indicator here if he is in the football game over our tight ends, because our tight ends aren't getting it done this year. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that this is a potential game. While Whitehead is certainly an excellent football player, he gets after it. I do think that this may be a game with the rookie quarterback where Gesicki and Smythe outlets, let the tight end be your blanket that you can depend on and get them the ball and maybe make a play. So I'm looking for our tight ends to have a little bigger role. And then two, they're going to have to help in the passing game. I suspect that there'll be a lot of 3-man routes, but it'll be more receivers and running backs, and the tight ends will be staying in, helping in and blocking. Smythe has, been good at that. So I give them a little win. I don't know how much bearing it's going to be on the game. If those positions are a bearing on the game, I think it bodes us well because the tight ends will be able to get a few catches and keep the chains moving.
Absolutely. I think it bodes well as well for guys like Jalen Waddle, guys like Tyreek Hill. If they've got no safety help and you're going to have some inexperienced safety over there, if we see a matchup to beat them over the top, say with a double move
Yes.
like Jalen Waddle, like the double move you've seen in Baltimore, the one you've seen versus the Bills, that's what I'm calling for if you want to use it. It's funny we're talking. Let's stay right over there. Let's go to our unicorns we've been playing all year, which is Jalen Waddle versus DJ Reed. I think Waddle will get his fair share of wins, but I'm going to give the matchup indicator to Reed here. Reed is a really good corner. He's really good. Time management is crucial, Evan. You're totally right. That's why we need to run the football. Back over to the other side. Tyreek Hill, I've been playing him as my unicorn matchup all year. He's got a tough matchup this season, this game, and that's Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner is a phenom right now, one of the best corners in the league. When you look at the numbers, he is a matchup nightmare. I hope you prove me wrong right here. I'm going to take Sauce versus Hill right here. I know I haven't all year. Hill, prove me wrong and eat him up then. I'm calling you out, dog. Go eat him up. This is your game to do it. You were brought here to win versus the Dolphins. I'm taking Sauce. Hill, prove me wrong, please. I told you there was 3 matchup indicators throughout the whole Jets defense. That's another one of them. Sauce, John Franklin Myers, Quinn Williams. Find them, locate them, defeat them. What you think, Doc?
This is going to be one of the first times I disagree with you. Cheetah is uncoverable. I also think that Waddle is uncoverable. I don't think there's a defensive back. The issue is going to become, as it's been all year, making the right reads, making the right throws. You cannot contain those 2 guys. One of the things that have been thinking about is we saw Skyler in the preseason make some pretty big time throws, down the field. And
Sure.
So that's what I want to see from him in this game. When the opportunity presents itself, make the big time throw that we believe that you can make. You're going to get those opportunities. The 2 safeties are out. I don't care how good Sauce is, and he's certainly good, and he's certainly a phenom. Waddle will get open. Cheetah will get open, and when they do, you got to make them pay.
Yeah, you got to hit them when they can. Like I said, prove me wrong. They got to do that on the football field. Prove me wrong. I'd love to see it happen. I think Waddle and Hill have a great chance to do some good things in this football game, but look who's throwing them the football. We got a rookie guy going in there that I haven't even seen do it yet. When you brought up the mentions of him in the preseason, the very memory I had go in my mind was the one where he rolled out to his left and he scrambled and he threw that dot to Easy E on the sideline. Yeah, I'd love to see some more of that, Skyler. That's why we brought him here. I just haven't yet to see it in a regular season football game.
Just a few comments. Someone said no stupid timeouts. It's getting on my nerves as well.
Yep, that's time management.
Yeah, we got to get that right. And then I saw another one. It's not next man up. It's next everybody up. You ain't lying.
You ain't lying, my man. You definitely ain't lying. Everybody has to step up, and everybody's got to be at the top of their game right now. It's funny because you were saying you like the matchups on the outside, and you have to have time in order to throw those passes. We have no tackles. Brandon Shell's playing on half a leg. Armstead might not even be in there. I don't know how many of those passes deep are going to present themselves during a game like this. That's what I'm thinking. But here over to the other side still, like I said before, I'd love to see the smash glass in case of emergency, Easy E used right here. It would be something that would really help us bring a dimension to the offense that would make it harder to defend. Maybe you'll find something. You won't know until you try to use it. Let's go to the running backs. Mostert, Ingold, Wilson versus Mosley and Alexander. I will give the matchup indicators to the linebackers of the Jets, but I will say this. If there's any way we can win this game, it's going to be with the running backs. I know everybody wants to put it on Skyler. I would kind of baby him by the hand right here and not put too much on Skyler's plate. I would ask him to make some throws, but I wouldn't ask him to do anything that's extraordinary that is, it's going to cause for him to win the game. I'm not calling for Skylar Thompson to win the football game here. I'm calling for the Miami Dolphins to win the football game. It's a team game. Let's play like it. Let's play with a sense of urgency. The offensive line do the work for you. The running backs do the work for you. That's what Jeff Wilson was brought here for. Mostert, Wilson, Ahmed, none of them have contracts going into next season. Put it all on the football field. I need to see it. Then that gets into your last matchup indicator, which, like I said, they don't have a safety, and we're starting a rookie, so that's a push. So that would give you the Jets have 8 matchup indicators on defense to the Dolphins 2. See, so it's like a flip-flop of both sides of the field as far as I see it. Now you can get into the pregame predictions for the Dolphins. I will give you the floor for this one here. What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, I think that while the Jets defense is formidable, and part of it is they have feasted on backup quarterbacks all year, and that can't be lost. And now we come in again with the backup quarterback,
a rookie third stringer out of Kansas State.
So there you go. But I do think overall we are the better football team. We have more breaks. The game means something for us.
Yep.
It doesn't mean anything for them. It's a division game.
It's true.
We have veterans all over the field. We have a veteran locker room. We should win the football game. And we're at home. And you put all those things together, we should win the game. I think it's going to be a low-scoring football game. And I'm going to say 21-10.
Love it, man. I love it. I love the way you broke it down, too, right there. Like, everything he said, I agree with. He's not lying. This is a division football game. Think about every division football game we've played this year. We split versus the Bills. We split versus the Patriots. We're going to split versus the Jets as well. That's what I'm calling for right here. It's going to be a rough, tough football game to where you're going to have to coach the football game and not put it in one person's or the other's hands, but in everybody's hands, Mike McDaniels. I'm calling for you to have your best game coached right here with your best foot going forward, okay? I had some notes here that I'm going to read to you now because this is the time. We haven't talked about them. I believe in order for you to win this football game, you're going to need a defensive TD for a turnover or a special teams touchdown, okay? That's what I think you need in order to win this football game. To get to the playoffs, you need a turnover for a touchdown or a special teams touchdown. That's what I think we're going to need to win the football game. All right? It's going to be a rough, drug-out game. You've already heard me call for a 70-30 run-pass play. I'd love to see a big play if we hit it. If you get the opportunity, Skylar, you better hit it. If it hits you in the hands, Tyreek, you better catch it. Jalen, you better catch it. Mike Gesicki, I thought that's what you were good at. You better catch it, buddy. I'll tell you that. I am calling right now for a barn burner. Dolphins win the game 23-22. Playoffs.
Yes.
Playoffs. That's it. Playoffs. Hell yeah. Let's go, Dolphins. I've called you every year for a win. Don't let me down now. I earlier in the week wasn't feeling you, said I was going to call you for a loss because I wanted to see you reverse it. I think we can win this football game. That's bottom line.
We should win the football game. You're at home, playoffs on the line, find a way to get it done.
Yep, find a way to win, man. Find a way. Awesome, you guys. Like we said before, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We love having you guys in here. Love talking football with you. Looking forward to bringing you more and great, exciting coverage. We're going to have awesome draft coverage coming off here. Eventually, we could just keep talking football because then we could get into some playoff matchups and all that stuff. So we don't want to get into the draft talk so early, but I'm very excited to bring it to you because I love the draft season. And it is officially here, you guys. There's a lot of great prospects out there. I can't wait to start doing some of those shows, but I'd rather do some Dolphins playoff shows. So with that being said, Bobby, you can wrap us up and take us out of here after. You got any final thoughts there, Reggie?
Yeah, I think that this is why you play the game. It's the playoffs. I really believe that Buffalo is going to be motivated to come out and take care of the business that they have to take care of New England. and then we have to do our job. Xavier make a play, Cheetah make a play, and Waddle make a play, and Skylar Thomas just don't muck it up.
That's right, man. Don't mess this up.
Don't turn the ball over and let the game come to you, and we'll be fine.
Hell yeah. That's all, man. That's it, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Let's
What's
win.
up?
Let's go, Dolphins. Get this win. We still got chances. Let's get into the playoffs, baby. Anything can happen. Let's get into the big dance, man. Hell yeah. Let's go, boy. Fins up, baby.